What is that? Oh God, Judy's there. I can't see.
It's him.
Siren Head, also referred to as Lamp Head, is a hostile cryptid and urban legend created by artist Trevor Henderson. It is a tall, mysterious creature known for its odd appearance and the sounds that emanate out of its head. It has swept the web, becoming one of the most terrifying cryptids. However, what is more haunting than Siren Head? Well, today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary monsters more dangerous than Siren Head. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at number 5, we have the Rake. The Rake is a monster that is believed to be humanoid in appearance, with several references in folklore and urban legends. According to reports, the Rake is said to attack humans due to unknown reasons, and often causes its victims great psychological trauma. Now, there are several theories online about the Rake, with the first development of the creature pointing towards internet threads and online discussions. It is also theorized that the Rake could in fact be a proxy of Slender Man, subject to its own self-mutilation and psychological disorders. Now, the creature's origin started with this thread, I quote, "Alright, this is for the people who like the 3 eyes, no apparent mouth, pale skin one. Here's what we've got so far. Humanoid, about 6 feet tall when standing, but usually crouches and walks on all 4s. It has very pale skin. The face is blank, as in no nose, no mouth. However, it has 3 solid green eyes, one in the middle of its forehead, and the other 2 on either side of its head, towards the back. Usually seen in front yards and suburban areas, usually just watches the observer, but will stand up and attack if approached. When it attacks, a mouth opens up as if a hinged skull that opens at the chin, reveals many tiny but dull teeth. Now, over time, like many creations online, the story changed, as did the description of the monster. According to reports, stories of the Rake date back to the 12th century, with haunting encounters with the pale monster. Coming in at number 4, we have Eyeless Jack. Let's begin with this eerie description. I quote, "I was staring face to face with a creature with a black hoodie and a dark blue mask with no nose or mouth staring down at me. The thing that scared me the most was that it had no eyes, just empty black sockets. The creature also had some black substance dripping from its sockets." Now, Eyeless Jack is the titular main antagonist of the creepypasta of the same name. He is an enigmatic stalker and killer who breaks into the protagonist's home to torment and steal from them. He is typically depicted as a person in a black hoodie and an expressionless blue mask with no nose or mouth. Black liquid, supposedly blood, is dripping from the eye sockets behind the mask. Now, this monster is notorious for being able to successfully remove a victim's kidney while they are asleep and sew up the wound flawlessly. Now, his origin goes as follows. On June 7, 2010, the photograph of Eyeless Jack was posted on 4chan by a user named Anon. However, the story and picture were quickly taken down, confusing many readers. However, his original story has been saved. In the story, a man named Mitch moves in with his brother Edwin after his house is foreclosed. A week later, Mitch wakes up with a large gash on his cheek. After going to the hospital, the doctor reveals that Mitch's left kidney had been surgically removed during the night. That very night, around midnight, Mitch awoke to see Eyeless Jack over his bed, wearing a blue mask with black liquid dripping from empty eye sockets behind the mask. He manages to take a picture before Jack attacks, clawing at his chest. He managed to escape, waking up in the hospital to discover that his brother had been killed the previous night. Coming in at number 3, Slender Man. Slender Man is a supernatural creature that was first mentioned in Something Awful forums. Create paranormal images. He typically appears as a tall humanoid creature in a black or grey suit, red or black tie, and white shirt. His face is always white and devoid of facial features. He has no hair and generally has long fingers, bonier than a typical human. He is said to behave in what might be seen as a passive-aggressive manner, often stalking targets for years at a time before attacking. It is said that he tortures his targets mentally over a long period of time, using fear and paranoia to drive them to insanity. No one has ever fully explained the reasoning behind his tactics or the way he chooses his victims, and his purposes and/or motivations have yet to be fully ascertained. He is a mystery. Now, there are 2 main descriptions of the Slender Man's behavior. Originally, he was portrayed as being not only malevolent, but also extremely dangerous. He was said to stalk its targets, impale them on trees, and remove their organs. However, in more contemporary depictions, he has become more passive-aggressive, forcing his prey to devolve slowly into madness until they are unable to cope with their situation anymore. If angered, it it will charge the aggressor and vanish with its victim to an unknown location. The creature has a slew of abilities ranging from invisibility, the ability to change height and body shape, the ability to shape its arms into tentacles, and or the ability to sprout tentacle-like appendages from its back and shoulder to be used as additional arms or legs. One thing is for sure, he has always had an unusual connection to children. In the original Slender mythos, its relationship with children is one of its most prominent traits, though no one is quite sure why. He is said to win over the confidence of children, brainwash them, often getting them to do his bidding for him. However, this story has varied over time. Coming in at number 2, Country Road Creature. The Country Road Creature is yet another internet urban legend created by horror artist Trevor Henderson, the man behind Siren Head himself. The creature appears to be a pale, tall and slim creature with very long claws on its hands. It can also bend its neck and arms in impossible positions. The creature was first spotted and pictured by a person inside a vehicle after the creature had emerged from the woods. Following the initial sighting, more pictures of the creature began popping up, such as one of the creature scaling a building and one of the creature walking past a car window. However, arguably the most terrifying picture of all is the one that shows the creature's arms stretching down the stairs. The last photo of the creature shows a pale white man standing in front of a car, with the man's clawed hands appearing to be the same as the creature's hand, therefore implying that the creature could possess shape-shifting abilities, using this to lure other beings inside the woods before taking on its original form. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Zalgo. Also known as Evildoer, Zalgo is an internet phenomenon and a meme status urban legend often seen as the personification of chaos and evil, in line with some of the later creations of H.P. Lovecraft. The invocation of Zalgo goes as follows. I quote, "To invoke his hive mind representing chaos, invoking the feeling of chaos without order, the Nesperdian hive mind of chaos, Zalgo, he who waits behind the wall, Zalgo." Now, Zalgo is depicted as a jet-skinned knight in silver armor surrounded by a corona of black lighting. However, his true form is said to be much more horrific. He is described as having 7 mouths, speaking in 6 foul tongues, the 7th singing the song that will end the world, and 4 arms holding a black hole and a candle that sheds darkness rather than light. I quote, "In his right hand is the candle in whose light is shadow. In his right hand he holds a dead star. His left hands are stained with the blood of Amdegar." Now, Amdegar may have been an ancient city, another entity like himself, or anything else. Now, Zalgo's origins goes as follows. On July 27th, 2004, on Something Awful website, a user named Goon Schmorky uploaded a handful of versions of the comic Nancy and Archie, in which the term Zalgo was used. According to his biography, Zalgo lives in a palace of tortured glass, served by legions of monsters forged from the tears of the undead, and each one clad in armor carved from the concentrated suffering from grieving mothers. He is also said to live within all mankind, waiting for the glass wall within to crack, so that he may one day take over. He is an extremely dangerous eldritch monster that is said to be immortal and omnipotent. He can tear apart realities, with his powers seeming to stem from both his natural condition, the cursed candle he holds, and the countless souls that he has enslaved. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any scary monsters that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 scary real monsters caught on camera. Vince Jorge said the real monsters are people and they blend in. Ain't that the truth? You never know who's a bad guy and who's a good guy. Everyone looks the same on the outside. Omi Monster said the first one is definitely just a person, probably just some boulderer who wanted to see if they could climb it. You know what? You're probably right. There's an answer to everything in this world, and you may just find the answer. James Fry said it was Dobby in the bar. Hey, a free elf gets some downtime. Also, I would love a pet hellhound. I already have a pet hellhound, but we don't talk about that. Also, it certainly looked like Dobby, but Dobby is taller than that. Props. Mig said the longer I stare at Lucy's cherry pick, the more it consumes my soul. That's the whole purpose of it. You're welcome. Jordan95HD said, I love these kinds of videos, Lucy, I love this channel. Well, thank you. Thank you for enjoying the videos, and thank you for sticking around. Skywarp6599 said, that is one of the scariest videos I've seen in a long time. All of those with the music had me scared. I got to say you did your job, Lucy, thank you very much. Thank you, Skywarp, that's very sweet. I often try to do my job. So, thank you. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, I'll see you later.